All right, y'all, it's time to be real. I am disorganized. Okay. Yes, I'm all over the place and I just have to admit it. Okay. But despite the fact that I am disorganized, I have been able to become completely debt free, over $80,000 of debt gone, and on my way to home ownership, all because of these hacks I'm going to share with you today. Okay, guys, so I recently took a personality quiz, and the personality quiz said all these great things about me, right? But there were in the challenge category, it said she's disorganized. And I was like, me? I am not disorganized. I am very organized. But the reality is, organization is not my natural inclination. It is what I can do. It is something that I put energy into, and I can be organized and I can set things up and put things in the right place and like have it look all nice. But it is not my natural order of doing things. So I've had to just really settle into the fact that no, this is not your natural state of being. And when I think back on my finances and the way that I do my own personal finances, I can say, like, yeah, you're disorganized. But how do you make up for that? How do you still have a financial life that is healthy despite the fact that you're disorganized? And so I was able to pull out some of the things that I'm doing that actually keep me on track financially so that despite my disorganization, I'm still able to reach my goals. And so I'm going to share with you guys today 5 hacks that keep me on track financially. And whether you are also disorganized or whether you're the most organized person in the world, these hacks can work for you too. The first hack is all about how you set up your budget. You want to set up your budget with these 5 areas at the top. After your income, you're going to do tithe, housing, food, clothing, and transportation. Those are the things that cover your basic needs. If these things don't get paid for, the rest doesn't matter. Then you want to follow those up with your minimum payments on any debts and your savings. Okay. Once you have those things in your budget, then you can flow freely on the rest of the things. The next hack is we're going to pay our bills when we get paid, not when they're due. If it's due between the 1st and the 14th, we're going to pay it on the 1st. If it's due between the 15th and the last day of the month, we're going to pay it on the 15th. That way you pay all of your bills at the same time so that any money that's left in your account, you know that that's money that you can allocate to whatever the other categories are that are in your budget. You want to avoid what I call phantom funds. Phantom funds is when you have money sitting in your account, you can see it. And so in your mind, you're able to spend it. But in reality, it's money that's supposed to be allocated to another purpose. So here's an example. You get paid on the 1st. You pay like your mortgage, your insurance, whatever those bills are that are due like the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, right? Well, your utilities are due on the 10th. You haven't paid that bill yet because it's not due until the 10th. But on the 7th, your coworkers want to go out for lunch. And you look in your account and you say, oh, I got $100 in there. I got enough money to go to lunch. So you go to lunch with your coworkers. Well, around the 9th or the 10th, when that utility bill is due, you get a text saying, hey, don't forget to pay your utility bill. And the utility bill is $90. Now you don't have enough money to cover your full utility bill. If you pay the bills that are due between the 1st and the 15th on the 1st, that won't be a problem for you because when you look in your account, you'll have a realistic picture of how much discretionary funds you actually have to spend. This can be done with any pay structure. So if you don't get paid on the 1st and the 15th, you have some other pay schedule, you can still do the same thing. Put it on your calendar. Payday is the day that I pay the bills. Okay. If I get paid on Friday, then I'm marking my calendar for Friday at whatever time is going to be the most realistic for me to sit down and pay the bills that are due between that day and the next paycheck.
Hey love, I hope this video is helping you, but I also want to invite you to connect one-on-one with me so we can dig into your unique financial situation and create a plan that's suited to fit your specific needs. The link is in the description below. Now back to the video.
Budget hack number 3, automate as much as you can. This was a real struggle for me. Like, I definitely used to be bogged down with thinking that automated payments were not a good idea and I couldn't do that because they were going to take too much money and like all these things. Well, we're past that now. A few years ago when I was going through my tithing, I kept forgetting to tithe. I wasn't doing my first and the 15th thing at that time. And so I'm like, why do I keep forgetting to tithe? And a friend of mine was like, oh, you don't do that automatically? Like you don't have it just on auto pay? And I'm like, no, because it's my tithe. Like I need to pray over it and I need to like go before the Lord with my with my tithe before I do it. And she's just like, yeah, but if you're not doing it, like what's the trade-off here? You know what? She's right. I am going to automate these payments because at least it gets done. And I will worship and show gratitude to the Lord in another way outside of the day that the tithe actually comes out of my account. And so that just got me on a track with automating several things and understanding that it's okay to automate some stuff. It's better to automate it than to miss the payment altogether, right? And so automate as much as you can your rent or mortgage, utilities, your cell phone bill, your savings. The fourth budget hack is separate funds. And again, this is all happening on those days that you set aside, the 1st and the 15th being the example dates, but whatever day it is that you get paid, you're going to do these things on this particular day. So you have one day where you're doing all the things and therefore you don't have to be scattered about the rest of the month or in between your paychecks trying to make sure that you get things paid for. No, you're going to do it all at one time, right? But separate funds. You want to make sure that you are moving the money that is going to be used for certain expenses throughout the month. Again, we're trying to avoid phantom funds at all costs. So this is what that looks like. If your budget is $100 a month for clothes, even if you don't purchase clothes every month, you're going to go to the ATM, you're going to pull out $100 cash. You're going to stick that $100 cash in your clothes envelope, and you're going to put the clothes envelope in your safe. Done. Gas, that's another area that you can choose to use cash if you would like to. You're going to say, how much is budgeted for cash between now and my next paycheck? $100. Okay, boom. Pull $100 out, put it in the envelope, put it in your safe for gas. Done. Okay. If you do electronic payment systems such as Cash App or Apple Pay, all these things that you just kind of use your phone to pay, you can transfer the funds there. Transfer $100 for clothes, $100 for gas, whatever. The point is you're getting it out of your primary account because you do not want to look in that account and think you have money to spend that you do not have to spend. This is going to keep you from overspending in certain categories or from accidentally dipping into funds that are supposed to be allocated for something else. All right, the fifth and final budget hack is to schedule your budget planning sessions. You can do this monthly and make sure that if you're doing it monthly, you're doing it before the beginning of the month. So you can put that on your calendar. Actually, make an appointment for yourself to do your monthly budget. If you have been budgeting for a while and you've developed the discipline, you know, your money, you're hitting your goals in terms of how much you're saving, you're on track to get out of debt, whatever that is, you may even consider switching from monthly budgeting to quarterly or seasonal budgeting. Now, hear me when I say budgeting monthly is necessary definitely for a season. you're going to have to get in the habit of budgeting. You're going to have to become very familiar with your numbers to understand them and make sure that you're trending in the right direction. But once you've done that, you can ease off a little bit and you don't have to you don't have to budget every single month if this kind of mindset of disorganization, if it's becoming more of a hassle for you to actually do the budget than it is to follow the budget. I'm following the budget even though I'm not looking at it every month because I've set up these systems for myself to where I can run on autopilot. Now, that doesn't mean I don't look at it at all. Okay, let's be clear about that. I'm still making sure that I'm spending in alignment with what my budget is. I'm just not sitting down every single month and writing out a new budget. So you have to figure out the flow for what is going to work for you. And if you need somebody to do that with you, click that link below in the description box to set up some time to talk one on one. We can get to the bottom of what's really going to be the best approach for your personal financial situation and your personality. So, all of these things play a role. The biggest thing is that you're doing something to work towards reaching those financial goals. As always, I hope this has been helpful for you. Please like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share with someone who you know can also use it. See y'all next time. Bye.